Alright, how's it going again, guys? Pan here, and I'll be doing an experimental video today for cooking where I'll be making a dish that I just completely thought of a few minutes ago. And it will consist of chicken, broccoli, yellow onion, garlic, and fish sauce. So I'm also experimenting by using my headphone mic, really bootstrapping here, so hopefully this video works out well. And yeah. So first thing we'll do is mince up the garlic, as usual. Crush it, mince it. And how I kind of came to buy all these ingredients was due to the fact that they were on sale. So that's kind of also how I decide exactly what to cook. I just find ingredients that's on sale and I think of something and put them together. So there, the garlic is nice and minced. We want it to be about this small. That's out the way. Let's cut up the onion. And once again, I like to cut up my onion in slices, just because I like to break up the layers. I think that provides better texture for the taste. But maybe you could try mince, so I like breaking it up from layers like this. Yeah, I'll break it up while I'm cooking as well. Next is the broccoli. So there's this huge stem here, as we see. So we just want to cut into pieces like this first. Again, I never done this, but just from my experience with cooking broccoli in the past, this is what I would do. So I'm actually just going to flip the cutting board around so you can see the process of me cutting the broccoli a little better. So this part you saw was very big and thick, so we want to cut that to be thin. We want to use every part of this broccoli. Nothing goes wasted. So here we go. Just kind of cutting them smaller and smaller as we go. So yeah, once you have like some base understanding of cooking, you could just go in off and experiment like me. It's really no prerequisite. Like I know onions, garlic, and chicken, they go well together, but what about if I throw broccoli in the mix? I think it'll go well, so I'm just going to test this out, and I'm confident it'll taste good. So for the thicker stem, you're just going to want to cut it to thinner pieces, just so it's easier to cook, and it will be easier to eat as well. Same with these, just try to cut them small, kind of like pieces like this. This one's a little big. There we go. So just cut these broccolis into pieces like this. This is what I'm thinking right now. And my decision to do this is completely informed by the process of cooking. If they don't get cut up, there's minimum amount of surface area exposure for the heat, so broccoli would take longer to cook and will probably burn the outer layers of the broccoli too. So if we cut it up like this, it could get more evenly exposure to the heat. There we go. So we just do this for some amount of time for broccoli. Another question is probably like, oh, how do I figure out the ratio of the broccoli to the meat, to the onions and the garlic. From my experience, vegetable will shrink when you cook it, and this is quite a bit of meat actually. This piece of chicken right here, it's a big chicken breast. So this will probably be 2 meals worth, the amount I'm cooking right now. And I approximate this just, I kind of hate saying this over and over, but just kind of from experience. Okay. So now the broccoli's done, the onion's done, the garlic's done, it's time for the meat. And once again, I like to cut my meat thin, like this. So if I wasn't making this video, another thing I would do to speed up the cooking process is start cooking the broccoli in parallel while I'm cutting up this piece of meat. And the reason for that is because I know the broccoli's thick. It's going to take some time for to cook it, and my goal here is to make the broccoli somewhat soft as well from the cooking. So that will take some time, I'm aware of that. But for the purpose of this video, I'll show you step by step cutting and then cooking. So I'm just, again, cutting into thin slices. Almost done. And get them as small as possible. This piece was kind of huge, so my thin slices are kind of wide. So now I'm just gonna cut them in half. Have it about this big. I think it's better. There we go. I think we're pretty much done. Alright, now that this process is done, we'll move this aside. And I'm going to wash my hands really quickly. Yeah, I definitely don't want to touch raw chicken and touch something else. So now I'm putting my pan on and starting to heat up. And then adding some olive oil. Get that oil all around the pan. There we go. Wait for the pan to heat up a little bit. And to facilitate that process faster, I have it on a pretty high heat. Yeah, the process is gonna go in is I'm gonna put the garlic, the onion, and then the broccoli all in one shot. Then I'm gonna put a lid over it so it keeps in the heat and steam that could be used to cook the broccoli faster. Then afterwards, I'll put in the meat. Just because in this process the meat would cook faster than the broccoli. Alright. Adding the onions, the garlic. Kind of awkward at this angle, but it's alright. As long as you guys could see the process better. Willing to do it. Happy to do it. So yeah, just throw everything in one shot. And a lot of my meals, I advocate you guys to eat coarse vegetable, and broccoli is definitely one of these coarse vegetables. That's great. So we actually don't have to have kale with this meal just because we have broccoli in place of it. Yeah, just get the broccoli, the onions in there. This and you see like the stem part of the broccoli that's still thick. Just cut up to be thinner. So there. So right now the broccoli is taking up a lot of space on the pan, but it will start shrinking down once it starts getting cooked a little bit more. Oh, found a stem that's pretty thick. I'll actually lower my heat to about medium for this cook, because you don't want it on a heat that's too high, then you'll just end up burning a broccoli before it could actually get soft. There we go. And you also want to make sure you mix the broccoli with as much oil around it uniformly as much as possible, so the heating is even. Oil helps the heating. And you just want to mix up the broccoli, the garlic, the onions together, because you want the flavor of the garlic and onion to also get into the broccoli. So that's how it's looking right now. Looks like a big salad bowl. That's what it'll be for a little bit. So we put the lid on so we could keep in the steam and stuff, because steam is actually very powerful in terms of cooking things. It moves trains, when you put in coal to basically boil hot water, and that steam pushes the engine of a train to move. So steam is extremely powerful. So if we keep that in, we could start cooking this broccoli faster. So yeah, and you see this happening right here. Keeping it in the steam, you can see some of the steam circling around just because of the temperature difference of the lid and the actual heat in the pan. I'll actually turn down a little bit more, so slightly below half. So my pan's actually pretty small for the amount of food I'm cooking, so I'm hoping, and broccoli doesn't shrink that much, unfortunately, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to be careful when I'm stirring around so food doesn't fly out the pan. One thing I'm also gonna test is just putting in fish sauce immediately. Woo! Look at all that steam. See if it helps, get the water out of the vegetable and starts boiling. Causes water to come out of the vegetable, so it could start boiling the broccoli. That would also help it get softer faster. Seems to be doing something like that. So I stirred it around. Now I'm going to put the lid back on. Yeah, if you're wondering about the beat in the background, some of my housemates are watching the Ali G show right now. So, yeah, you know, pretty funny. I wish, yeah. So we just letting this sit a little longer. See, water starting to come out. Yeah, broccoli, you really gotta spend some time cooking it, just 'cause unless you know don't mind eating it hard or having that raw taste, you gotta spend some time cooking it just to get it soft. Yeah, I see more water coming out. Starting to smell the broccoli getting cooked, so that's good signs. Those are all good signs. Yeah, there you go. A lot of water, a lot of steam. Good stuff. There's broccoli. Yeah, this broccoli is definitely starting to get cooked. I can smell it. Let's mix it around so we get some other parts exposed to the bottom of the pan and the top of the pan. Yeah, so sorry about the whole waiting around. This is the nature of cooking broccoli. You know, I thought I'd mix something up for you guys and use ingredients beyond just, I guess, meat, onion, garlic, basil, lime, fish sauce. So I thought I'd mix in broccoli, you know, show you guys a new dish. Maybe I'll cut this part. I don't know. I like to show the whole process so you guys get the real amount of time it actually took me to cook. Yeah, but it's definitely taking a lot of water out of the broccoli right now by from the fish sauce. It's kind of a catalyst for that, and it's now cooking the whole thing. I tell by smell, the color. You know, the broccoli is starting to get a opaque color looking. That's how you know it's starting to get cooked more and getting soft. Woo! Here we go. Yeah. So here's what it's looking like. See the water over there. Broccoli coming out, getting softer. I'm actually gonna taste one right now to see where it's at. It's extremely hot. So I'm actually gonna leave it in the cutting pan for a little bit. And let it back up. Okay, just soft enough. And it actually tastes really good right now from the mixture of the fish sauce, onion, and garlic. So I'm gonna throw the meat in. And hopefully this, yeah, the taste is just gonna go uphill from here. Make sure to get all that garlic. Yeah, this dish tastes pretty good right now. I'm gonna wash my hand again. I just took raw chicken once again. So I'm gonna add a little bit more fish sauce just because we added the chicken back in. I'm gonna actually turn up the heat now to be above half and start mixing the chicken in. So another thought for this dish that you could do is cook the broccoli, onion, and garlic separately, just as a side. Cook the meat, and then eat it with rice. And that would work out really well as well. Let's make sure I get the chicken out. So yeah, that's what it looks like. I mixed it in. And once again, raw chicken has pink meat, and it starts to look cooked. When it starts to get cooked, it starts to look white like that. So another thing to keep in mind. And I'm just gonna lit this too, so it starts cooking things faster. And also, the steam will have the garlic, the onion taste. Hey guys, so I didn't realize that the video actually ran out of memory on my iPhone for recording the video, and it kind of cut off before I actually wrapped everything up. And I only realized this after I ate. So yeah, that's what the finished dish partially looks like before I ate the rest. And I did share that with another person, so the meal was really for 2 to 3 people worth. And I had it with brown rice. I don't think I said that earlier, but I had it with brown rice as well. And yeah, it tasted delicious. Pretty much I just let after the vegetable steam, I added the meat. That's where we left off in the video, and it just steamed for a little bit longer, for about like 5 more minutes, and it was done. So one thing in hindsight is I put in that extra fish sauce onto the meat. That was unneeded, so my dish came out a little bit salty, but it was still good nonetheless. And my housemate also thought so, which is why there's so little left. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and try it out. Let me know how it goes, and till next time.